Hey there, today's video is on the cons of living in Nashville, Tennessee. So, my last video was on the pros and the good things about living in Nashville. So, today I'm going to share with you some of the bad things, and hopefully, you still want to make that move to Nashville, Tennessee. But I'm getting started right now. So, I put together a list of 10 cons about living in Nashville, Tennessee. So, con number 10 is the solicitors. So, you're going to run into these all over Nashville at different street corners. It's going to feel like they're at every single street corner. However, they aren't. But there is one really, really famous one. She even has a Facebook group. She'll come up to you while you're eating at a restaurant. Like we were at Puffy Muffin in Franklin one day eating, and she came up to our table to ask us for money. So you're going to run into some weird people like that. And you just need to know about the solicitors. You probably have them in your general area. The one's holding the will work for food type signs. So that's con number 10. Con number 9 of living in Nashville, Tennessee is going to be the humidity. This is one of my biggest pet peeves about living in the Nashville area is the humidity. When we relocated from Southern California, I wasn't used to humidity at all, really, other than when I've went to Hawaii or Florida or other places where they have it, where it is humid. What you need to know about the humidity is that it starts in mid-June-ish, and then that'll run all the way through September, mid-September, late September, sometimes into early October. But usually by the end of September, it's not humid anymore, and that's when it starts to cool off, usually, and that's when your bugs will go away, like your mosquitoes kind of die off, and other bugs that you end up with in the Nashville area. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Greg Spackman. I'm with the Living in Nashville, Tennessee channel. So, if you want to learn everything about what it's like to live here, eat here, sleep here, play here in the Nashville area, then click the subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I do new videos. I've been getting a ton of people lately that are reaching out to me about making that move to the Nashville area. I absolutely love it. So, if that's you, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. Do what you got to do to reach out to me, and let's talk about getting you here to Nashville. On number 8 of living in Nashville is going to be the growth. And you're going to hear this more from people that are from Nashville than people that are moving to Nashville because you probably want to see the growth, which means new buildings, new restaurants, new shops, new shopping, new homes, all of that. The growth of Nashville has just been tremendous over the last, I don't know, 6, 7 years. I would say it's exploded in size, and we've just added many, many subdivisions of homes and other shops and restaurants and everything. So for me, I see it more as a plus, but from the people that are from Nashville, they absolutely don't like the growth at all. They want it to stay or to go back to what Nashville used to be. However, that's not how things work, and we have more growth. On number 7 is the lack of sidewalks. And this is something, depending upon which neighborhood you pick or which area or where you're driving in and around Nashville, you're going to find that they don't have sidewalks. So I had some clients that bought a home where there weren't sidewalks in their neighborhood, and at first it kind of weirded them out a little bit, but after living there a little while, they actually really like not having the sidewalks. They just walk along the street, and since it's their neighborhood, it lets them get to know everything around the area, and they're okay not having sidewalks now. Con number 6 is a bigger one. That's the tourism, tourists that are in the Nashville area, and they mainly hang out mostly on Broadway or downtown Nashville area. So if you aren't living there or working there or traveling there often, probably don't run into that many tourists. However, they do hit the popular areas of like downtown Franklin, downtown Columbia, Murfreesboro area, just some of the bigger cities that have some attractions to them or reasons to go. The tourists will definitely hit those areas, and you just need to be aware that there are tons and tons of tourists that come to Nashville. And one of the things that really helps the Nashville economy is all the tourism. So if you're getting good value right now in my video, if you could hit the like button, that would really help me out. It lets more people know about my video. So now back to con number 5 is going to be your traffic and public transportation. So Nashville is not really a walkable town for the most part. I already mentioned that we don't have a lot of sidewalks in most areas. We have some hills, and just everything is kind of spread out. There are walkable areas in certain cities like Germantown and parts of East Nashville that you can move to and walk to certain things. Just for the most part, you're not going to be walking. So when people move closer to Nashville area, they'll just use Uber or Lyft to get up to downtown to be able to do the stuff they want to do up there. But it's really important that you reach out to me and my team if public transportation or traffic is something that you need. Nashville has public poor transportation. There is a train that you can get that goes through like Hermitage and out to Lebanon that you can use. But down south, there really is nothing. You're going to be able to use some buses around town, Uber and Lyft, and some rideshare type of thing. But that's pretty much it. So if you were relying on some sort of rail system, track system, like light rail type of thing to get around, Nashville has really, really poor public transportation. The last thing on that is this is one of the big complaints you're going to get from the locals is that the transportation is not great. Con number 4 is your terrible drivers in the Nashville area. So we have Kentucky to the north, Alabama and Mississippi kind of to the south that all come through Nashville. And those drivers plus the Nashville drivers are awful. They like to drive fast. They like to drive in the carpooling with only one person, even though it is supposed to be more than that. And we don't have a pass to ride in the carpool lane. So you're supposed to have multiple people, but then you get somebody in the carpool lane that then causes you not to be able to use the carpool lane. They will cut across all the lanes of traffic. They like to run red lights. We just have really bad drivers in Nashville. And when we moved from California, that was one of the things that we noticed was our car insurance was higher in Nashville than it was in California. However, car registration was much, much cheaper. So just know that the drivers are not good and you need to be a defensive driver, and then you probably won't have many issues with it. Con number 3 of living in Nashville is one that affects me a lot, and that's allergies. And Nashville or Tennessee in general is the 14th worst state in the nation for allergies. However, it feels like it's number 1 to me, so I'd love to know what ones are worse. If you happen to know, comment below. But I recommend if you have allergies that you get tested to figure out what it is. Most likely going to be probably ragweed or dust. And for me, my allergies really kick up in the springtime when the farmers are moving the dirt around. And then in the fall when they're like trimming all the hay and all of that gets done, the hay bales that they do. The hay bales, by the way, are super, super cool. They're round. And some of the farmers will leave them out on their property and let them just decay, but other ones will move them to the barn for feed during the winter time. But they look super, super cool. So that's allergies. On number 2 of living in Nashville, this is something that really worries my wife, and that's that we have tornadoes. So they've had multiple that have went through Nashville. I want to say there's 3 that went through a major same kind of area, but they go through there, then through Mount Juliet, out through Lebanon and Cookeville area, so it kind of goes diagonally. They do have some that are down south for Spring Hill and Columbia in that general area. And then Franklin has had 2, I think. We had one that came through right by our office where it tore the sign off the building, but didn't really do much damage other than some downed trees in that general Franklin Brentwood area. But just know that for tornadoes, you can definitely remedy and protect yourself. They make excellent things. You can do an above ground structure in your garage where it takes up garage space, but then you can go into it. And then you can also do a underground storage in the garage where you just go down stairs and then you have that for protection. And then the coolest one is something that one of our clients did, and that's they had a tornado shelter in their master bedroom closet. So that would be probably the best option, but it's also the most expensive option. But it was super neat since it doubled up the master bedroom closet, and then you didn't have to go into the garage and lose garage space. However, the under the garage, I guess you don't lose garage space, just can be expensive to do. So just know that you can protect yourself from tornadoes, but we do have them. They're just not very common in Nashville, and you need to be aware. And then con number 1 is our housing costs in Nashville, and they have just doubled, tripled in price for all the different homes. What used to be able to get like $100,000 home in the Nashville area, now that same home is $300,000 for that 1,100 square foot 3-bedroom 1-bath home. So just know that you're looking in the 5s, 6s, 7s for your typical 4-bedroom 3-bath 3,000 square foot home in the Nashville area. There are some pockets where you can find cheaper homes, and some of that we're going to need to discuss. So you just need to reach out to me and we can talk about what your housing situation is like. Rent, you're looking at 1400 plus for rentals, and really for the most part they don't do a good job for me as a real estate agent to help you with rentals. For the most part, most clients look on a few different websites for that, and if you shoot me a text, I can share those with you as well. Wanted to give you a bonus tip. This isn't really like a con, but it's a bonus, and that's that Nashville is landlocked. So we are surrounded all sides by states, which means if you are used to the ocean, you're looking at a 7, 8, 9 hour trip down to the Destin Panhandle, Alabama area for the beach. However, I really like the beach much better in the Florida Panhandle area than I did in Southern California because the water is super warm and it looks really, really cool. So if these cons don't scare you from moving to Nashville or Nashville, Tennessee area, then please reach out to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and let's talk about you moving here to Nashville. Until next time, I'm out.